Hey everyone, it's TragicPlumbob here. So, well, firstly, I want to say happy 6-year anniversary. I mean, I've actually been playing Sims for a lot longer than that because I've been playing since the first one, but I can't believe it's been 6 years of Sims 4. Like, this is the longest Sims game that we've had going, and I actually get really scared, like, thinking about a new game coming out. I'm like, I don't want a Sims 5. I mean, it will probably be great, it will probably be really updated, but I mean, there's lots of things, don't get me wrong. First of all, there are lots of things that could be improved in Sims 4, but I don't know if I'm ready for a new game. But you know what, that's quite far away, so let's not even think about that. Well, firstly, just before I started recording this voiceover, I saw a video by Pixelade and basically saying that there's been another leak. These leaks, they are just coming left, right and centre, aren't they? But yeah, so apparently there's a stuff pack with no name and it just says what number it is in Origin at the moment. So we may be getting a new stuff pack for the 6-year anniversary. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? But I mean, the only thing I do hope, and I think quite a few others have mentioned this as well, is that because we normally always get an expansion pack in the November, so hopefully this doesn't mean that we don't still not get that. But I mean, I'm quite happy with whatever content we get, to be honest. Like, I quite like looking at it. Well, that brings me on to Star Wars. So I'm not like really upset with it. Like, I think there have been like some people that are really not happy with this pack and stuff, and I understand it. I completely, like, I do understand why people aren't happy. And don't get me wrong, like, I am actually someone who does like Star Wars. Like, I'm quite a big fan of it. But when I first started to seeing like the leak things and people saying, oh, it's going to be Star Wars, I was like, oh no, like, I love Star Wars, but not like Sims is Sims, Star Wars is Star Wars. Like, I can't, like, I mean, I like the costumes and like having little baby Yoda and stuff, but I wasn't massively into having like this whole gameplay of Star Wars. But I mean, the trailers are good, and you know what, well done to all of the Sim gurus and all of the team and stuff that have actually put the effort into it. I think that's one thing that we need to keep remembering, is we might not like it, but there is like a lot of hard work that goes into those games, and there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that we don't see. So I think we do really need to sit and like appreciate that a lot more than, you know, what we have been. But yeah, no, I'm excited for some of it. Like, we'll see. I mean, so when I saw the Star Wars leak to start with, let me tell you, this was my idea of what I think I would have preferred if we were going to have a Star Wars game. So has anyone seen the Henry Puffer CC pack? If you haven't, do you know what, put a comment below, because I do not mind doing like a dedicated video to the Henry Puffer CC pack. It is, it's great. So basically, instead of it being Harry Potter, it's Henry Puffer, and it's kind of like a Sims version of Harry Potter, and that's what I would have preferred Star Wars. I mean, I could sit here and try and make up a Star Wars Sims name, but I'm not that creative. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I can't even think of one. No, I even like started trying to think of one then, and it just whatever I thought just come out very bad. So yeah, that was what I thought could have worked quite well, as if it had like, we had like our own version of Star Wars within the game, so like, you know, kids could go and watch it like on telly, or there was like toys or film posters, maybe ornaments and things like that, rather than it being like us actually legit in Batu. But you know what, you never know, just stay open-minded, it could be really good. But what do you think the new stuff pack's going to be? I mean, it's not here yet, it's not even confirmed, but I'm just going to keep saying it is. Do you know what, maybe I can do like I'll record this now before anything's been announced, and then see if I get it right. So I might be too hopeful, but I think it could be either, it has to be something to do with either baby skin tones or possibly like bunk beds, but how can you do like a whole dedicated stuff pack to bunk beds? I'm really hoping that it's the skin tones, because I think that just needs to be sorted. I mean, actually, to be fair, I don't actually think that should be in a stuff pack. I think that should just be an update to the game that is necessary. Like, it just has to happen. You do not need to pay for that. That should just be in the game anyway. But I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that it's something. I mean, maybe it's a baby up. I don't know, like, because all those three things are very much like an update within the game, and I wouldn't have expected it to be a stuff pack. But they can't do something like, I'm really hoping that it's something that everyone is anticipating and want it to be, because do you know what, I actually thought it was really like sad seeing some of the responses about Star Wars. I know I've already kind of mentioned that a bit before, but even like the likes and dislikes on the YouTube video, like, can you imagine being a part of that team? It must be absolutely heartbreaking. But yeah, we'll see. Well, anyway, more about this build. So it's not actually, I haven't actually built it, it's a flat renovation. So I actually decided to keep the layout basically exactly the same. I think I literally put in one wall to make it slightly different, and it didn't even, it just kind of made the hallway and the thing separate, so you had an arch instead of just a gap. But other than that, like, yeah, I haven't changed the layout. So basically, it's not a build, it's a speed decorating thing. But yeah, so my inspiration behind this is, so in one of my previous videos, literally the one before this, not that I've done loads of videos, but yeah, the one before this, I've created two characters, and that's who this flat is for. It's for two girls. So the inspiration behind those two females was, have you ever watched, it's kind of half to do with them but not exactly, have you ever watched Failure to Launch? It's got Sarah Jessica Parker in it, and I can't remember the other lady's name, but it's not even to do with the two girls, but basically they live together in a flat, and one of them, like Sarah Jessica Parker's quite like feminine, she's the other girl is Zooey Deschanel, that's it. And Zooey Deschanel is basically, her character's a bit more like tomboyish, like, she wants to, like, she's just a bit more like not as feminine as Sarah Jessica Parker. So that was kind of like my inspiration behind this, is that they're two friends living together, but they're very like unexpected friends, and you wouldn't expect to see them living together. But for a Sims build, it's ideal, because it means that you can like have like two completely different spaces, and it doesn't, like the whole build can end up being slightly different. So unexpected in real life, but for a Sims build, perfect. So yeah, the first one is like a pink kind of room, and then the other one is a bit more grungy. So like one thing that I was like quite happy with, like I used the bubble blower to kind of look like a shisha, because I was like, she's going to be like some sort of dodgy gal. But yeah, no, it was really fun to build. I think I've actually, do you know what, I'm not even really talking that much about this build, because I'll be honest, I don't even remember what I've actually put in this build. It was actually so long ago that I did it. Yeah, so I started, I've got loads of videos recorded and ready to like edit, but I'm going to be honest with you, the editing is, I mean, I don't know what I expected. Like, I mean, when like you hear YouTubers talking about editing videos, I was very much like, oh yeah, they just go on their computer and done. But no, it's just not that at all, is it? And I'm sorry for saying that previous. You know what? I apologise to all YouTubers. Your life is crazy. Like, it is. The editing part is very like long-winded. So I'd say the thing that I really struggle with editing is I take quite a long time building. So my builds normally take me probably around 3 hours, because I'm not one of those people that can kind of come back to builds. I very much like to finish them. The only time where I do go back to builds is if I'm doing challenges and stuff. So then like I do, because like when I'm doing a challenge, I do really like to put a lot of detail into it, so I will like come back. But when it's like my own build and it's kind of my own brain just unfolding into it, I don't normally come back to it. I normally do it in one session, and it is about like it takes about 3 hours. Like how long does it take you, everyone else, to build? Let me know, put it in the comments, because to be fair, I think some of it is to do with debug. So I think from what you can notice about this build especially, and even the previous one of my favourite things to do is clutter. I love like the little details, like making a room look lived in. But when you're not using CC and you're just using the game, like the debug is where I get most of my clutter items to make everything like look alive and stuff. But debug, oh gosh, do you know what I'd probably say at the moment, especially from doing quite a lot of clutter builds. So recently, you can find it on my Instagram. I didn't do any recordings of it, I've just got some cool pictures. It's also on the gallery. I did a junkyard build. It was so much fun. I loved it, and no, didn't have any CC, didn't do any custom content in it, but yeah, that's I used all debug items, and my gosh, it took blooming forever just to find items. And as well, like, I don't know whether it's my memory that's bad or whether I just, there's just so much debug that I can't remember all of it. But like, I'll go into debug and then I'll end up like scrolling through, finding things, messing around with it, finding things, messing around with it, and I end up doing that for 10 years. The next thing you know, like an hour's gone past and I haven't done any of the build, and then the recording's like got even longer. So yeah, I'd probably say that debug's probably the reason why my builds take so long. And then also I'm really indecisive, because I go into a build thinking, yeah, I'm going to use like a really leery wallpaper, I'm going to use this, that and that, and then I end up just using everything plain. So I'm really indecisive as well. But yeah, this is like my favourite bit of the build, like what you're watching at the moment. So I was like trying to find like little things that could make her, because one thing that I like to do with, especially with bedrooms, is giving them a bit of personality. Like, I want you to be able to have a look at either a picture of my build, or you can find it on the gallery and you go inside of it and you can see like a bit of a personality of that sim, and you can kind of get an idea of who is living in it. That's the bit that I think if you can do that in a build, like you can kind of go inside even just one room and create a story. I do love builds that can do that. But yeah, I mean, I'm endlessly scrolling through like Instagram and stuff, and I think I said this previously in my other video, but there are so many talented builders. Like, I'm currently working with a few at the moment, and they are so good. Like, I just don't even understand how they build some of it. So I think one of them who I'm loving at the moment is Aerial Sims. Please say I've got that name right, that username right. But because there's two Ariels, both amazing builders. But no, this one in particular, Ariel, she's a fellow CC Instagrammer as well. She does like a bit of the CC like I do, and they're really pretty builds. If you're on Instagram and you like to have a look at it, like, have a look. They are good. If you go on mine, you can just scroll through and find like loads of people. They're honestly, I love them. But yeah, yes. But yeah. So this week I've just been playing Sims, to be honest. So I was actually meant to be in Morocco. It was meant to be 38 degrees, and I am not in Morocco. I am stuck in the United Kingdom because of coronavirus. I mean, to be fair, I'm actually really lucky because my job hasn't been affected. All of my family's like healthy and safe. But I would have liked to have gone on holiday, but unfortunately that has not happened at all. So yeah, I'm just here playing Sims. Going to try and get a few more videos recorded, a few more uploads done. Yeah, that's what my plan is for this week. I mean, it might not end up happening, but because from what I've discovered of YouTube is I am not a fan of the editing, but yeah, the editing. So my partner, he does YouTube, and he was always like complaining about editing and just like, oh, it just takes so long, I just can't ever be bothered doing it. And I was like, oh come on, it's just like sitting on your computer like messing around, like it can't be that difficult. Yeah, I should really apologise for any comments that I made to him previously. It's literally, I don't know how you do it. Like, if you have any tips to give me how to make a video like that's 3 hours long into something that's like 15 minutes. I just covered my mouth while speaking then, but I'm not going to re-record this because no, what I was saying is if anyone has any tips on how to make like a 3-hour video into 15 minutes, please let me know, because that this is 18 minutes, and I'll be honest, like 18 minutes is quite long for to expect someone to sit and watch that. I don't think I'm that entertaining to sit and listen to for 18 minutes. So if you do have any tips on, like, especially if you do record videos and edit them yourselves, let me know, because my gosh, 3 hours into the like 18 minutes was a struggle. So yeah, it's even put me off like recording builds. Like, I don't want it to be stressy, I want it to be fun, but yeah, it's a bit stressful. No, it's not that stressful, it's just a little tad annoying. But yeah, I mean, so the few ideas that I've got at the moment are, so I did actually originally want to talk about nifty knitting, but I feel like there has been so many videos on nifty knitting that it's just gonna die a death soon, isn't it? Like, I just don't think I got anything else to say that anyone else hasn't said. But yeah, I do think that this build is actually coming up to an end in a minute, so yeah, might have to re-record this last bit because I've fudged it up a bit. We'll see, it's not that bad. But yeah, no, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my build. I haven't actually spoken much about it. I've ended up ranting about everything else. But yeah, I think the pictures are going to be coming up soon. Just doing the curtains. Yeah, I don't actually like using curtains in builds. Don't know what it is. I think it's just, maybe it's that I'm going to blame the Sims. Maybe it's their curtains that's the problem, rather than me not liking curtains. I just don't feel like any of them fit my builds. But yeah. Anyway, here's some pictures. Enjoy.